Hello and welcome to a very, very wet, damp, overcast. That's one for the record book. I'll start again, shall I? Here we go. Hey, dear. Put your teeth in. Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures from what is actually now a windy, very, very, very wet day here on the allotment. So sit back in the warmth, I hope, with your cuppa, put your feet up and enjoy today's show. Well, one of the sources we need so much on the allotment and at home, on the patio, the windowsill, window box, balcony, wherever you grow, we need water for the plants. And I'm lucky here because I have a roof behind me that's approximately about 12 square metres in area, and it collects rainwater. And the other day I was down on the allotment early in the morning and the rain clouds came, and this water butt here that I'm standing next to was about 3/4 empty. I'd used a lot because of course we've had the droughts and not much rain since, to tell you the truth. I managed to fill one up, which is on my left hand side here. I don't know whether you can see or not in the camera shot. So this one 3/4 empty, and we had a massive downpour. Within half an hour this was full and overflowing, and it's been overflowing ever since because all the water butts I've got are now completely and utterly full, which is fantastic news. And I've used this morning, believe it or not, and it was empty and it's now full again because we've had some more rain since. So it's really important, if you can get a water butt, even a bucket, anything, to stand out when it's absolutely, chuck it down with rain, collect that water, put a top over it so it's not affected by the sun, it won't go green. You can use that then to water your plants, because obviously I've got plants inside my greenhouses and my polytunnels that don't get natural rainwater. So, rainwater, a big thumbs up. Well, here I am with my tomatoes, the last of, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing me and my tomato section, but I have, well, let's have a look. How big is this? It's 1,000 mil 1,000 mil of tomatoes in here, and these are unblemished tomatoes. They're not damaged at all, they're not splitting, because of course, as you know, about 3 weeks now these haven't been watered at all. They're just taking the nutrients from the soil and ripening actually pretty well. So one of the methods we've talked about ripening tomatoes is, as I said, to starve them, really, to frighten them into turning red, and they are doing with pretty good results actually. I've had another couple of these off in the last couple of weeks, and so it is time to take these out. I've had such brilliant results this year, and maybe next year not grow as many tomatoes, because when you get a glut, I mean, you can make obviously loads of tomato sauces, which I've been doing. I look forward to next year for my garlic to come up and we can have garlic and tomato sauce. Isn't that exciting? And brilliant stuff. In front of me here, which I've got some photographs of, we have our leeks and the cabbages that I've put in. What's interesting is I've added more eggshells since that as well. But these scourers that I've put in seem to be working, fingers crossed, really, really well in keeping slugs and snails away from my plants. And some are thriving, some are a little slower to get going, but they are doing well, which is fantastic news. I love a good cabbage. What I've noticed is I might have to replant one or two. Some are actually got more stem out of the ground than I actually would like, so I might slightly pile some soil up around them, and hopefully it'll establish them better. But they're doing really, really well. I'm very pleased. So thanks to Steve in Derbyshire for his scouring tip. Now, what's interesting as well about the scouring tip, using scouring pads, is of course that they're fully permeable. The water goes straight through, so you can water direct to the roots, and it doesn't affect their roughness either. It doesn't soften them. So they still keep being rough even though you can water through them. Brilliant, brilliant idea. I'm just inside my covered frame here where my purple sprouts are, or some of them anyway, and as I've been talking about them, they're starting to open a little bit, and I was talking to another allotment holder and saying about my sprouts, and I've not been very successful this year because of this, and he seemed to think that it could be to do with the fact there are less nutrients in the soil that we think there are, even though it's been tested and stuff. So I've started to add some nutrients via seaweed. So it's a liquid mix put in here, and I've done it about 2 or 3 times now in the last couple of weeks, in the hope that it feeds them better and they produce some nice sprouts for me. What's been great is, though, we've had some very, very cold, proper winter mornings in the last few weeks, and they really like that. It adds lots of flavour when you get early morning frost and stuff like that. I've also got in there, which I didn't realise, a couple of beetroots have sprung up. I don't know where they've come from, and I've got the last of my outdoor cucumbers coming, and a few tomatoes. Isn't that fantastic? And well, here we have the lavender. It's still going well. It still smells absolutely delicious. Interestingly now, the seeds are falling to the floor, so I might have to get some of these now and dry them off, because they'll make lovely smelly presents for Christmas or birthdays. So well, whatever you like really, so you better watch out. Well, here I am inside the greenhouse, and as you can see here, I've got a white sheet. It's like it's almost a foam, and it's a really good heat keeper. And in here I have my lettuces, and they're really blossoming now. These ones here, I think I'm going to have to transplant into deeper pots, because they're getting a bit leggy, and obviously I want these to turn into my iceberg lettuces. One whole lettuce, whereas the ones over here in the corner, they're as I say, cut and grow lettuce, but they've really enjoyed being covered, because of course, even though we're in the greenhouse, it's still cool at night, and so this is really helping the heat retention in here, and it's warming the soil nicely. Now I finally got a second set of leaves coming on my basil, which is really exciting, because I've always struggled to grow this, and fingers crossed now it will grow. When they're bigger, I'm going to put them in the one here behind me, and what's lovely in here is, because it retains the heat, I've got some lovely chilies, and as I said before, these are really fiery, so that's really nice. They're going to be drying off nicely now, and well, it's great, isn't it? Once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. But before I go on a little well, visit to my tomatoes that are growing, or hanging should I say, in my shed, and these are the sort of deep cherry coloured purple varieties, and well, take a look. What do you think? I think they've changed colour. I'm going to have to pick them soon, because otherwise they'll just start to rot, but they're doing really well. So maybe hanging them upside down, as what we've done here, actually does work. It does help them to mature and to turn and to ripen. So I look forward to having those on a sandwich a little later on this afternoon, believe it or not. Well, as I say, once again, thank you very much for watching. Just like to say as well, hi to Dan in Wakefield. I happened to be in Wakefield the other day, and he very kindly invited me across to see his allotment. And when you see it in real life, it's absolutely amazing. You've got all your stuff in, everything's netted, it's brilliant. However, your cabbage white butterflies, or whichever butterflies, we couldn't quite work out how, but they're landing on your net and folding up and crawling through. And we've discovered some, well, some eggs on some of your cabbage leaves. So I did suggest you just get a bit of soapy water and spray the leaves, so rather than cut them all off. And well, let's hope in the next few weeks, Dan, that actually helps you to get rid of those eggs, because you don't want all those little caterpillars out, because once you get caterpillars on overnight, as I've had in the past here on the allotment, you lose everything. So fingers crossed it works for you. You can even go one step further actually and put flour in there or you could buy some ladybirds and stick them in there too. They'll help get rid of the aphids or the caterpillars. They could be either, couldn't they really? They're so small, the eggs. Well, once again, to everybody else, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. It's great to be here, and on such a, well, miserable day, it's nice to know that people are out there, hopefully, enjoying a cuppa in the nice, warm comfort of your own homes. Well, I should be doing the same in a moment. It's time for me to have my cuppa, because now I need to edit this into a film and video that you can all sit and watch. As I say, thanks for watching. I'll see you again very shortly here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Oh, guess what? Before I go, a little alert. You have 1 week left in the UK until we put the clocks back. Yes, a week today, a week Sunday, the 30th of October, the clocks go back. and they go back at 2 a.m. in the morning. That's always strange. Why do they put them back at 2 a.m. in the morning? Well, there's several reasons. Well, I say several reasons why do we put them back at all. In fact, we'll look at that next week, why they go back. But why do they go back at 2 a.m? Well, it's to do with the railways apparently during the war, because that was one of the only times that the trains weren't running, and so they put them back. So it means we'll get darker nights and hopefully lighter mornings. Anyway, thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now.